If you are looking for a BTO on the west side, in this upcoming BTO launch, HDB is offering a project at Bukit Batok and another project at Jurong West. Let's discuss what are the pros and cons of each project, their potential future resale price, as well as which one is my personal favorite. Let's start with the Bukit Batok BTO first. Located near the current Dulwich College, this site is not near any MRT station right now, but there is a train station planned for the future with Tengah Park Station. When the flat is completed, most likely the Tengah Park MRT station will be operational as well. This means that this BTO would be within walking distance to one MRT station. If we look at this map, the area is pretty much developed on 3 sides. However, there is a big construction work on the Tengah area across the street. Although you might need to deal with the dust and construction noises for several years, but when Tengah eventually is fully built, you will also get the benefit from the amenities offered here. How about amenities? Well, there's a Sheng supermarket right over here, and then the Kues shopping mall is also right over here. If you want more amenities, you can take a bus ride to Bukit Batok area or even to Jurong East area because there will be a lot more malls near those 2 MRT stations. In terms of the unit mix, it's good to see that this project has a good selection of flat types from 2-room flexi to 5-room flat as well as 3-gen flats. In case you are not familiar with the terminology, 3-gen flat has 4 bedrooms where 2 bedrooms have an attached bathroom. So it's like you have 2 master bedrooms. In total, there will be around 690 units in this development, so the project size is just nice. It's not too dense, but it's not too small either. A preschool will also be made available on the premises. For parents, you'll be happy to know that this project is within 1 kilometer distance to the popular Princess Elizabeth Primary School, and there are other primary and secondary schools within the 2-kilometer radius. There's even Eden School, which is a special needs school if your child needs it. What about the resale price potential? According to the resale statistics released by HDB, the average median resale price for a 4-room flat in Bukit Batok area is $595,000. Please note that this area has a lot of other HDBs nearby, which means that there is a large supply in this area. Not to mention when the Tengah area is fully developed, you will need to compete with the sellers from Tengah as well, given the proximity with this BTO. This BTO is clearly not a $1 million resale flat producer, at least not for now. What about the status? Will this project be a plus or a standard project? If we look at the map, currently it's not near any existing MRT station. However, there is a train station planned for the future. When the flat is completed, most likely the train station will be operational as well. So does that mean that this flat will be categorized as a plus? The amenities in this area that are within walking distance are kind of limited unless you are willing to take a bus. Besides, this is Bukit Batok area and far from the city center. So it's not a surprise that this project is categorized as a standard flat, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, let's summarize the pros and cons. If my guess is right and this project will be categorized as a standard HDB, it comes with the typical restrictions such as a 5-year MOP, can rent out the whole flat after MOP, no income ceiling for future buyers, etc. I also like that once this project construction is done, the Tengah Park MRT station should be ready as well. It will be nice to have an MRT station within walking distance. And any new BTO that is classified as a standard HDB but close to MRT is a winning combo already. I also appreciate that this project offers diverse flat options. If you have the budget, I do suggest getting a 5-room flat or 3-gen flat if you qualify for it, because given the many HDBs around the area, if you buy a bigger flat, you can later sell it to people who wants to upgrade and looking for a bigger house. Last but not least, for parents, having a good amount of school options is very important. Even if it's not relevant for you, it will be relevant when you want to sell the house on the open market. On the other hand, we do have to acknowledge that this project has limited profit potential. Due to the large amount of supply in the area, buyers will have a lot of options to choose from, not only from the surrounding HDBs, but also from the neighboring Tengah town. If you are looking for a good view, this project unfortunately doesn't offer one. Most units will either face each other or face another residential development. Even stacks that face empty plots of land will most likely be blocked in a couple of years as the area is being developed. Another downside is that this project is quite far from the city center, but that's more of a Bukit Batok problem and not necessarily specific to this development. Okay, now let's talk about another BTO in the west area that will also be launched this October, the Jurong West BTO. This is the only mega project project offered in this batch, as there will be 1,840 units being offered. In fact, 8 out of 14 projects in this batch have less than 500 units, making this Jurong West development look really massive. And the flat types offered here are great. They have from 2-room flexi up to 5-room flat and 3gen units as well. If you notice, there are fewer and fewer bigger flats being built, so it's good that you have an option to apply for a 5-room flat or a 3gen flat. So if we look at the map, the site is basically this one, near the St. Andrew's Nursing Home at Jurong. The location of this project is interesting. So it's very close to Jurong Lake Gardens. Look at this. The park is really massive. You can really stay active by jogging and cycling around the lake, or even just to walk around and have a picnic. The area is also currently being built by the government as an upcoming tourist attraction, so I can imagine that this lake area will be more and more appealing in the future. This would also mean that some of the flats here will have the Jurong Lake Garden view. It will be refreshing to see the lake and park rather than seeing another HDB block in front of you. Okay, now let's see what's there around the area. You have Sheng supermarket around the corner here, and then next to it you have the Super Bowl leisure park if you like to play bowling. And then if we zoom in, there is also a vet, a McDonald's, and also a KFC nearby. You have the Jurong Secondary School, which I think is still within walking distance. A few blocks away, you also have the Fair Price supermarket. And then if you walk a little bit further, the Taman Jurong Food House and also Taman Jurong Shopping Center and Shopping Mall. As you can see, the area is quite residential. Got condos here as well. However, if we go further to the west, you can see that the area becomes more industrial. If you pass the Yuanqing Road, nearer to the Lakeside MRT station, you have the Shukun Primary, Yuhua Secondary School, and even there's a Canadian International School here. If you are wondering, where's the MRT station? Well, that's the problem. The nearest MRT station is this one, Lakeside, whereas the BTO plot is way down below here. So it's really not within walking distance. The project has no MRT station within walking distance, not now and also not in the near future. Because when I look at the MRT development plan, there's really no additional new station plan around here. With 80% of households living within 10 minutes walk to a train station by 2030, this project unfortunately will be the minority. So if you choose to live here, you need to be okay with taking the bus or having your own car. But even if you're okay with it, that will also impact the potential buyers when you are ready to sell your unit after MOP. So in a way, it will limit the potential profit in the future. In fact, if we talk about the potential resale price, according to the resale statistics released by HDB, the average median resale price for a 4-room flat in Jurong West area is $488,000. So again, this place you can't sell for too high, but then again, the purchase price should be affordable as well. By the way, it seems like HDB acknowledges that the remote location can be challenging, hence they are planning to have an eating house, shops, supermarket, and preschool all within the premises. So at least for basic necessities, you can just get it downstairs. But on the bright side, given the remote location, this project is categorized as a standard HDB. So the restrictions will be the typical ones that we are familiar with, such as a 5-year MOP, can fully rent out the whole unit even after MOP, no income ceiling for future buyers, can sell to PR couples, etc. Another positive side is, due to the remote location but there are a lot of units, I believe this BTO will have a relatively low application rate, meaning you would have a higher chance of getting a flat here versus if you want to apply for the more popular projects such as Ang Mo Kio BTO, for example. Okay, so let's recap. What I like about this project is that it's very near to the Jurong Lake Gardens, it's very easy to stay active outdoors, plus if you get a good ballot number, you stand a chance to pick a flat with nice view. It's very easy to stay active outdoors, plus if you get a good ballot number, you stand a chance to pick a flat with nice view. I also appreciate that this project comes with standard restrictions, given a lot of the newer BTO comes with either plus or prime restrictions. Given the remote location for this project, I also predict that the application rate will be relatively low, which means you have a higher ballot chance if you apply to this project. If you are on a budget, this project will be one of the most affordable options in this batch, as it will be cheaper than other projects that are more in desirable areas. Having said that, I can't get over the fact that this place is damn far from any MRT station and there is no plan to build a new station near here either. If you have young children, although there are a few secondary schools nearby, but do note that it is far from any primary school. If I had to compare strictly between the Bukit Batok BTO versus the Jurong West BTO, I mean, hands down, I would have picked the Bukit Batok BTO simply for practical reasons such as being able to walk to the MRT station, more school options, and once the Tengah town is fully developed, there will be even more amenities that residents can enjoy. Sure, having a scenic view of Jurong Lake Garden is nice, but you know, if you see it every single day, you might not find it special anymore. But hey, that's just my opinion, who is just a completely random person on the internet and not qualified at all to give any advice. If you would like to know my opinion about other projects, check out my other videos in this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!